Hello everyone, my name is Onshore Mystery, and today in the current MX topic presentation, uh, I have Sarco, a suicide machine. So let's begin. So what is Sarco? Well, Sarco is a suicide machine which is created by an Australian named Philip Netsky. He wanted to revolutionize the way we die by selling the 3D semantics to this machine. As you see on the right, this is what the machine looks like. It's like a chamber a person can lay down in and commit suicide. Let's talk about how does one get this machine and how do they use it. Well, to get this machine, first you have to take an online test which is made by Netsky. It will determine if you're fit to make the decision or not. Once your process fit, Netsky will send you a passcode and the 3D semantics to activate the machine for 24 hours. Once the machine is activated and once the person lays down in the machine, the nitrogen will fill the pod, the chamber where the person lays down in, and you would lie down and die because of asphyxiation. So what is asphyxiation and how does the machine work? Well, death due to asphyxiation means death due to lack of oxygen. So basically, when you start the machine and you lay down, nitrogen gas fills up the chamber. And what nitrogen will do, it will displace the oxygen in your lungs, and which will cause you to go unconscious. Once you're unconscious, the oxygen will still be displacing in your lungs, and you won't have any oxygen to breathe. And due to that, uh, you will die. And that is what asphyxiation means. It means a person will die due to lack of oxygen. So let's move further on. So why did he invent Sarco? Well, Netsky believed that everyone who has lived long enough should have peaceful death. Another reason is that a person who's going through tremendous pain and tremendous suffering should have an option or choice to make the choice and end their life. Nowadays we see people who have been suffering due to diseases or tremendous pressures in their life, loans, and all those other things that make your life horrible. They should have a choice to end their life and not suffer all those things. Well, Nutsky wants to provide an option to these people so they can commit suicide. Another reason he invented Sarco is because it is the best way to die, a painless death. Things won't get messy and it will be less traumatic for others. People jump off rooftops, they use poison, all those other things that are horrible and they cause too much pain. Well, this machine will basically let you die without any pain. And you won't even know about it. Once you go in the pod, you go unconscious, you won't know about it. So, my ethical dilemma. Well, in my scenario, I have picked that bullying is not new to this world. The big have always preyed on the small ones. Suppose there's a high school student who's getting bullied and not being able to overcome this harassment, he or she decides to commit suicide. The person comes to know about this machine and decides to take the online test. They've passed the online test and they can use the machine. The ethical question here is that should we allow this type of technology in the society, or should we ban such technology in the society? Well, why? Because it is giving easy options to these people who want to use it to end their life. Easy option to die. So do we want to promote this type of behavior in society? Or do we want these teenagers to be brave, to have resilience, to stand up, fight back, and face the odds? What type of behaviors do we want in the society? So if they do use the machine, who is to blame? Is it the machine, the person who uses it, or the inventor? So these are the questions that I want to answer. And in this ethical dilemma, I will be analyzing Netsky, the creator of the suicide machine. He made it. I want to see his ethical reasons for making this machine. Is he morally correct or not? Are his reasons morally correct or not? And answer the questions like, should people have the choice to die? Should people have the choice of spreading this kind of behavior in society? And basically these questions I want to answer. And if they do use a machine, who is it to blame? Netsky, machine, or the people? Those are the questions I want to answer. And what are the pros of this machine of Sarco? Well, one of them is that the machine gives you a painless and peaceful death. There's no more physical or mental suffering that the person will have to go through. The person has freedom to choose death. They don't have to use illegal methods such as acid or poison to die. They can use this machine and die peaceful. And in the end, it will lead to a clean death. What are the cons of this machine? Well, it's promoting a very bad behavior in society, to quit. And there's an option to die, just take that option. This type of behavior will be going spreading in the society, and which is very bad. So, and another reason is that society will have an overpowered weapon. This once a person has the 3D semantics, they can use it to print the machine. And once they have the machine, they can misuse it. So we never know what they misuse it for. They could use it for things like crime. They can kidnap the person, and they can use this machine on them, and they won't even know about it. So these are the things that are the cons of this machine. What are the consequences, the intended and unintended consequences? Well, the intended consequences is that the person will have freedom to die. They will have a painless death. They won't have to go through suffering, things they're suffering. What are the unintended consequences? Well, more deaths in the society. If someone has made this machine and it's out in the public, people will see that, they have a choice to die, and which will lead to them making that choice, and more deaths, leading to more deaths in society. Another unintended consequences, they would be spreading this negative behavior in society. I don't want to stand up, I don't want to fight back, I just want to use this machine and let go of all my problems. And we will also have more societal problems. Well, what are those societal problems? Well, think about it. If they release this machine and people are using it, the schools, workplaces, and even homes, people have to make sure that their kids, their parents, or even their grandparents, or any person, they want to make sure that they don't make this choice. How? Well, they have to make sure that they are in a positive state of mind. How do they make that choice? Well, they probably have to go to rehab centers. Society will have to spend financial money on making these rehab centers, and to make sure that people don't make the choice to use this machine. So this leads to future aspects. If this machine was out in the public, what would be the future aspects? Well, one would be that people will have the right to die. They'll have the choice to die, and this machine is out in the public. Well, you can live on, or you can use this machine to die. And if you use this machine, you're promoting this bad behavior and forcing the society to be less motivational. We want to lead by example. If we do something which is something brave, we want others to see, so they can do the same thing, they can have the same attitudes. And if people see this type of behavior, it is soon to spread, and which is very negative for the society. Another reason is that fear in the society will be growing. Let's say if you're a manager at your work, you don't want to give someone too much work, too much pressure, or put them in too much worry, or any kind of trouble, so that the workers don't make the choice to use this machine. There will be constant fear in the society. Even teachers at school, you don't want to give children too much work, or they will just make these decision of using this machine. So there will be a great fear in the society. Well, another thing would that people will have weak mental health. Well, think about this one. If people have the right, I mean, people have the choice to use this machine, it will lead them not to have qualities like strength, bravery, resilience, and this will lead to their personality or their mental health to be weak, and we do not want that. And what and the last thing that I want to discuss is the misuse of this technology. Once this technology is out in the public, it's there to use it for everyone, and people will misuse it. It is a machine that kills a person painlessly. It could be used by criminals and many other people. So these are some of the future aspects of this machine. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is my bibliography. I found this topic on Forbes. Was pretty blew my mind that people made this such a machine, and can't wait to discuss this more. Thank you.